right there. Is it okay if I back up in the rock? Oh, okay. I think the glass is good in there, guys. I don't think it's broke or anything.
That's awesome. So to bring you guys up to speed on the 1946 International, the last video we did on this truck was 8 months ago because we did not have a driver's door and a few other suspension parts that rendered it pretty unsafe to drive on the road. As this truck is 100% original as we found it in this farmer's field where it had been sitting for 45 years since the 70s, these original parts will do perfectly fine.
I appreciate it so much.
Yep, you're very welcome, and I'm happy to be able to do it.
On the way back from Tucson from Lake Havasu, which is about a 4-hour drive, we found this abandoned restaurant. I've never actually seen something so complete. Arizona minimum wage on this paper is $7.80 something, which was years ago. There's still cups ready to go in the dishwasher. All the restaurant equipment, the fire suppression system, the hood range system is there. Even the cash register was still there with the receipt paper right there off to the left. I mean, they just got up and walked out. There's still sugar shakers on the table, Tabasco sauce with the holders, mustard.
Best Buy date on this. Best Buy 2013.
I mean, this has remained completely untouched in the middle of the desert for at least a decade. The silverware is even rolled up like they did that at closing, getting ready for the next day, and just never came back. Pretty fascinating place. I mean, you're catching lightning in a bottle because it's only a matter of time before this place is, gone.
Coke cups and the Coke machine.
Great home cooking. Truckers welcome. Would have been cool to see this place in its heyday, but time to get back to work.
I think it's time to crack the old girl out. I don't think she's moved from this spot in like 6 months maybe, so let's give her a whirl. Push the clutch in and let's see here. Give her some gas. Wow. That's amazing. So we're gonna take this truck, bring it around front, and put the parts in the back, and then we're gonna drive it down to my house to work on it because I got a spot under the awning. This beautiful door, and it's in really good shape. Because I don't have any brakes, I don't want to ram through the front of my house. Perfect. Got that original 46 International inline 6 purring like a kitten. She sounds better and better all the time. Absolutely beautiful. We have never taken this apart. I mean, we're still using the spark plugs that we got when we found it. Everything is as is, other than it's been converted to 12 volts, but we have not touched the drivetrain in any way. She's got decent oil pressure, about 20. Temperature is about 170. She's charging. I don't know what amps it's charging at, but it's trying to do something. Now we can get to work. So this isn't going to be too bad, switching out this drum hub assembly and the backing plate. That's kind of just an R&R thing. But the door is going to be a little bit of a different story because if you notice, we don't have the hinges. But that's okay, we can work with that. Maybe while we got all this stuff apart, well, I'm gonna figure out why those brakes aren't working. They were working when we parked it, and we put all new brake hoses on, wheel cylinders. We rebuilt the master cylinder, the original master cylinder. but I got absolutely no brakes, so we're gonna have to figure out where that fluid went. I mean, usually you'll see on the backing plate it'll be all wet, but I'm not sure yet. I'll have to figure that out. Maybe the brakes are way out of adjustment. I mean, that's pretty out of adjustment. They should just drag evenly, but I don't know. Here's the steering linkage parts. Alright, so you can see the issue here, that our backing plate is only held together by a spider web down here, and it needs to be solid because this is where our shoes bolt into down here. And if you look at Patrick's, completely good, no rust. I mean, no significant rust, nothing that's going to stop us. And then here's the old drum. You can literally, it's rusted through, I mean entirely. You know, this truck was sunk in the ground for many decades, so. And then the other drum, great shape. That'll work for us. We got to take this steering linkage off, get the backing plate off. All this is going to have to come off sort of as a unit. How did I know? Oh boy. We can try heat. We'll soak it down and get old Faithful out. I think I'm running out of acetylene. Oh, no way. Yes. Whew. Had to get her good and hot, but ooh. Give her a wash down. Oopsies. I think I'm out of gas. Wonder if I can get in it with like something like that or something. Yeah, I think I just ran out of acetylene. So. Yeah. Just in the nick of time. There we go. Now I think we can get that backing plate off. Yeah, these brakes are way out of adjustment. Maybe that's why they're not working right, because I don't see any leaks. It's not good. Oh no, it's leaking. What the heck? See that leaking out of that dust boot? Dang, we're gonna have to address that. Ah. Look at that cute little spindle. Isn't that cute? I need more heat. I can't do anything else until I go get more gas because I gotta heat that up to get it apart. And I think it's bent. Let me show you. Here's the one I took off. I mean, it's pretty straight. I can see like I had a little bend in it, but you can see why we really needed to replace it because that is very pitted. That's pretty much, I mean, that's very unsafe. And then you can't even see the nut on this tie rod end. You can see this side looks a lot better. You can actually see the nut on that one and the bar looks good, but as you go along you can see it's literally thinner and you lose your steering. Any kind of stress happens, you lose your steering, and this one is in a lot better metal shape, but it's bent pretty bad, and I'm gonna have to use my old one of these to put that one back on. But yeah, all right, we're gonna see what we can do about this being bent. You know what? That actually came out a lot better than expected. I thought for sure I was gonna have to use my little torch kit there. Totally usable. You know what? Let's get some. I got an idea for redneck science. We still got a little bit of a bend. Ooh. There we go. There's maybe a absolute hair bit of difference there, but I might go at it one more time, but I really don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. So before I can put this steering linkage assembly on the truck, I got to switch over this link that goes to like basically the Pitman steering arm on the truck to the rest of the linkage, because this was cut and the one on our truck was actually good enough to use. Should we just try and see if this nut comes loose? I've had it soaking since last night, but yeah, fat chance. If you enjoy the videos that Dad and I put out, make sure you drop a like, leave a comment, maybe subscribe. It helps us out tremendously, and it's free to you to do. A ton of work goes into these videos, a lot of labor, a lot of time, a lot of thought, and thank you to all who continually watch us. All right, after using a lot of heat, got it loose. This is the second one. This is the good one. There we go. Pull it out. Oh, there we go. When this cools off, I'll show you what's inside these. There's just basically, there's two cups that are hemispherical, and they go together to make the shape of this ball, and this nut screws in, and it kind of cups this ball, and so it can move back and forth and rotate in there. Bingo, baby. Tighten her up. You know what's crazy is even though this is from another truck, if you've never put an old truck like this together or worked on them, you take another beat up part from another old truck, like, you know, like these parts, and interchange them. They interchange perfectly fine. But if you buy a brand new part from a book like LMC or something like that, and I've bought plenty of parts from them before. I built my 1950 GMC over there basically with that book. But the parts won't fit right, and you'll swear that because it's a brand new part that, oh, it'll fit better than, you know, it'll fit better than an original part. It never does. It never does. But this stuff right here from, you know, Patrick's truck, it'll go together like butter. But a brand new part from a book, you always have to modify. You always have to mess with. It will look absolutely perfect out of the box, but it never fits right. It never fits right. I think it has something to do with the fact that it's all made in China, and that the measurements, because they gotta measurements, whatever. They got a different set of measuring over there, and we use standard, and they use metric, and I think something gets lost in translation, and the parts look perfect, but they never are 100% right. This should come out easy because, well, obviously this had to come off of the other truck, so this shouldn't be too hard. See how this is ball shaped? There's one on the other side, and it cups together, and it you know, it just cups around the ball, those two halves, and then it lets it rotate in there. All right. I think I have a set of cotter pins in here somewhere that I bought. No. Something in here ought to work. You know, this toolbox is probably around the same time as this International. 1/8 inch. Yeah. What I was thinking of doing, because remember earlier how when I pulled the dust boot off of this on that other wheel cylinder, fluid came out. So this is just a dust boot. It shouldn't hold fluid in, it just holds dust. There's a cup in here that actually holds the fluid in, and obviously if there's fluid coming out of this dust boot, it's getting past the cups. So what I might have to do, because we don't have brakes, and I'm like, I don't know why. So what I might have to do is take this one off, hone it out. If it's in better shape, it could be the bore inside that's too pitted. So I might hone this out, take the rebuild kit from the other wheel cylinder, and put it in this one, because we rebuilt those wheel cylinders months ago. Yeah, baby. We got full movement of the steering. Amazed at that. I can't believe it. These cups.
Well, it came from
Look at that.
maybe a more wetter place, you know.
Pretty amazed, actually. Yeah, mine. Yeah, maybe.
Moist up there or something.
Ah, come on. the rebuilt wheel cylinder all bolted on. I got the shoes bolted on. Now it's time to switch these hubs around. I got my homemade seal puller. Heated this up with a torch and bent it for some leverage. Probably switch these bearings around because we already packed these bearings and everything. So. Beautiful. Okay, now that the hub is back on, the wheel spacer is on, we can put the tire back on, which I don't even know. I'll put it back here. All right, everything's tight together. Beautiful. Since we're going to be cutting the shackle off the rear end, I got to support the body of the truck on jack stands so that the truck doesn't fall down when I cut these off. I don't have enough travel in these, so I got to put them somewhere else. Let's give this a shot here. Trying to get my goggles on here, my Dr. Oz glasses. Okay. Alright, these should go on without a hitch. I mean, they had the old ones to work with, so I'm not really anticipating many problems here. What's up?
Hey.
Got the U-bolts.
Did you?
Yeah. Not though, like if you, from the rust. Beautiful. Look at that. That shock starts trying to work. Is it?
I can't believe that.
It's kind of hard to pull down. It goes up real easy and then it'd be kind of cool to rebuild one of these and see what's inside. So here finally is our driver's side door after 8 solid months of looking. And huge thank you to Patrick, a subscriber who had contacted Dad and me about this, and we finally were able to get it settled down. We're in a lot better shape than I thought we were. 1, this door is in great shape. 2, it's not just dent-wise or beat-up-wise, you know, in good shape. It's in good shape as far as like the guts and the insides go. I guess it was a big thing back in the day for people to take the doors off of these trucks. These were called old corn binder trucks, and they were used on farms. and I guess maybe it was like a old-time farmer trick hack. They would take the door off maybe for ease of use getting in and out, I'm guessing, because I'm learning that a lot of these trucks don't have driver doors, and when you find the driver door, there's no guts in them. There's no door hinges, there's no window regulator, there's no latches, the handles are always missing. Like, if you don't use the driver door, what are you using all the other stuff for? Like, what are you taking them out and using them for if you're not using the door itself? I don't know. When you find them, they have nothing in them. But this has everything in it, which I'm very happy about. So I'm glad that it's got everything. Has the window, and has the window regulator, which I have soaking right now in some penetrating oil. It has the latch on the door on this side. It has the latch, and it has the door handle on the outside, and all the linkages. So we'll be able to make the window roll up, and the window's not even cracked. Can you believe it? The window's not even cracked. That's the only window I think on this truck that's not going to be cracked. Well, I take that back. The windshields, but we put windshields in it, so that doesn't really count. This is the only original piece of glass I think that's not busted. The only thing that we're missing is the hinges, which I'm trying to locate a few to buy to use because they're kind of weirdly shaped. Making door hinges from scratch is just not our. It would take a while, so I'm trying first to find a set to buy versus making our own. So I might just time lapse putting this door together because it's gonna take a little bit of time. I got some number 12 screws here that put all the latches and linkages together. So what we're doing now is we got to fix this door hinge before we can put it on. So I got these off a guy named Don. This is part of a section of the door that these bolts wouldn't come out, so he had to cut this section of the door off. So we got to get these bolts out. Anytime I have a truck or something, I join a Facebook group that involves those trucks. So I joined a 41 to 49 international group on Facebook. I just posted in there, hey, does anyone have any door hinges that they'd like to sell? And a guy named Don, he said, yeah, I got a set. So I bought them and he shipped them to me, and there we go. There was none for sale on the internet. They don't remake them. And on top of that, these will look a lot better because if we would have made them, we would have been fighting it for days and they wouldn't have came out quite right. It would have just been a mess, and we're not really metal workers. I mean, it could have been done, but this was a lot easier even though we had to wait for a few days to get them. These actually are green like the rest of the truck is, so they'll look natural, fit good.
It's not ready yet. I already had it set. Hold on. Let's get it harder. Just keep pressure on it. Hold on, just keep. Quit taking it off of there. Ain't moving yet.
Oops. Ooh, buddy. Hey there. There we go. Beautiful.
Whatever you do, don't touch it.
Okay.
You'll be sorry.
Holes have been tapped. Should be able to put these hinges on and bolt them down. Need my.
Is there a top and a bottom, or?
No, I think they're the same. I'll set it up there and you try and get the pins in it.
Get a hammer.
Screw
it out or come out with it a little bit.
It looks perfect to me.
It ain't.
Alright. Let's see if she... Oh, we're hitting something. We might have to do a little bit of adjusting, but it looks like it's hitting here. Huh. Oh.
Heat it. You heat it smooth?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
It looks good with that shut.
Man, it's just so friggin'...
Hitting now, I'll bend it.
It's just hitting the whole inside railing here, you know? You can't do anything about it. I don't know. Freaking crazy thing. Dang adjustments. These doors are hardly made to be adjustable at all. That was International's fault.
So there is no possible way the factory adjustments on the door or the cab are going to give us what we need to get this door on. So we took the pins out, we set the door on the truck and latched it where we want it, and we're just going to bend the hinges so the pinholes match up, and that's how we're going to do it.
Not totally.
That it?
Yeah.
One. Getting there?
We will. There we go. Let's see how that works. There you go, baby.
Factory fix.
That's right. Look at that. Like a glove.
Factory fix. Hop in there and see if you can open it and shut it.
I don't have a handle.
With the factory owners. I thought that there was. Look at that. That worked. Fire!
Let's see. There we go.